there, please, 5 more minutes.
The beats and the confessionals.
You got 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes.
Alright, is everyone done? Yes. Okay, yeah. Alright, this drawing was from a lady called Lois Bohr. I don't know how to say her last name. It's Lois, was the first name, and she was kind of obsessed with spiders. This was during the confessional time period. But it didn't really, it meant something a lot different to her than what it would mean to any other person. It was emotional to her, as if a lot of people would see it as something bad, something scary. It didn't mean that to her. Go ahead. The confessional poets emerged around 1950s, 1960s during the U.S. Civil Rights Movement. Also during women's subordination and liberation. Most of the topics is about depression, suicidal thoughts, drug abuse, and sexual affairs are your usual topics. And it's written almost like an autobiography. A lot of use of I is more common. It's usually based on real events, and they utilize rhyme, rhythm, meter, tone, and so
What is prosody?
prosody. I had it, I forgot it over the weekend.
Prosody is good fluent reading. It's when you read words and there's a flow to them. Good prosody. So you're saying that most confessional poets write in first person?
Yeah.
Okay. That's important to know. They had a lot of deep stuff to write about. Civil rights, women's rights, depression, suicide, drug abuse. Sex. They talk about it all.
Alice, right there. But it's in like the 1970s, that's what it was. Isn't that right? Okay,
60s,
good.
70s.
Okay, good, because I don't want to mess up my language.
It's 60s and 70s.
It's a good one.
Just tell me when you're ready.
Alright. To abbreviate if possible.
Here we go.
No.
Confessional poet treating deals with intimate experiences about the poet's own life. Is the strength of it comes with the pity evoked by their high suicide rate and made them really known because most of them are really into like the suicide stuff. Some poets include Berryman, Sylvia Plath, Sexton, and which they all committed suicide.
You remember me telling you about Sylvia Plath, didn't you?
Nope.
How she committed suicide?
Yeah.
She's miserable.
Didn't she write? Okay.
She wrote a poem that we read.
That one with the prostitute. I mean, not
No, not Frozen.
Yeah.
It was the one, the mirror.
Yeah, the mirror. Okay, did anybody here know Kiefer Webb?
Yes, I taught him his freshman year.
Well, he committed suicide the other day.
Yes, I know.
I didn't know what happened to him, but I know him. I was like, why? I feel so sorry for his parents though. Like, that's 2 of their kids in like
Two of
less
their
than 5
3.
years. 2 of their 4.
It only listed 3.
Well, Allie and Chase. Chase is his
Alright,
brother.
I know Chase, but
Allie's a freshman. Allie goes here. She's in She's real short. She has one more thing.
This is a poem by Sylvia Plath. Go ahead and read it.
Just read it.
walk around. No, no, walk around this way.
You gotta analyze it.
Don't have to do that right now.
I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger so you can see it.
Is that reading? This one's an example of modernism because you could see how she types in like I, she uses I a lot. It's really high in emotion by talking about death. It's one of their topics. My use of smooth writing when you're reading while you're reading it. Continue.
Ready?
So we're going to talk about is the Beats information. Beats. The Beats was a movement engaged into the U.S. into the early 1950s. A group of American writers and poets came into prominence underneath the Beats. Jack
Kerouac.
Kerouac created the phrase Beats Generation to represent the anti-conformist attitudes. The poets rejected mainstream American values and experimented with drugs and alcohol to increase the intellectual aspect. Like, they felt much more better and intelligent if they used drugs at that time. And most poets were Columbia University students or dropouts. Generation. Like almost the hippie generation, the 70s.
Yes. This was right before the hippies. Imagine these people in black turtlenecks and French berets smoking their cigarettes, beating bongo drums. This is what you got.
Sounds like Rainbow.
Huh?
Was that their version?
Black turtlenecks.
Yes.
Like John Lennon, black turtlenecks, smoking cigarettes, being all
Very, very. They said they marched to their own beat, their own drummer, which is why Jack Kerouac called them the Beat Generation.
I just think of Forrest Gump. Like that's all I think about is Forrest Gump. But like a little bit before like all the hippies and stuff like that.
Before the hippies. But they all went to universities. They all thought they were smart. They thought drugs would make them smarter. And they experimented. But you notice some of them ended up dropping out. So drugs don't make you smarter. Yes. Yes, I think so. Are you finished with your math?
I got math like
Oh, because we haven't been able to verify your ACTs. If you print that out and bring it to us, I can put you on that board. Remind me, I want to talk to you as well.
Like said cola.
All right, ready?
No.
We got to move on. Hurry up.
Where did we get out of here? Is your rain?
Okay, other types of information. These poets were really good at
Mythologicalizing.
themselves, and they shared a sense of or personal frankness of confessional poets.
They thought they were the bomb. They thought they were the best. That's what drugs will do to you.
They thought that-
Inflated ego.
yes, a lot of ego. Importance of individual. They thought about themselves, only to themselves. Readers felt in deep connection with beats and often felt to the nature, because probably of the drugs.
They did what to nature? They flow with them.
They felt-
They felt very connected to nature.
And here are a few famous poets that they include. Even though I can't say their names.
Ferlinghetti.
Ferlinghetti.
Lawrence.
Ginsberg. Corso. Snyder. Okay. Do you guys have a final activity you want them to do?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be further down.
Okay.
Everyone finished?
All right, let's hurry up. We gotta move on. We only have about 10 minutes left.
Okay, you're good.
I know.
What I want you to do with this poem is just read it for right now. Just try to understand the current picture of how it's being used for the beats.
You just want to
Just read it.
5 o'clock a day.
Man, my star is so noticeable. I'm on the poster. Seeing on the poster. So noticeable. Shh.
That's one pissed off yak. He's bad.
Okay.
Just continue.
Huh?
I'll continue.
Okay.
The difference between the two, Javier's handing out a paper with 2 poems of both, and you're gonna compare and contrast them. The main difference is the scope of the issue they address. Like, the confessional poets are a lot deeper, more emotional. Beat poetry is anti-conformist and counter-culture. They protested the post-war society and stood for social change. While confessional poets were deeper in emotion, they emphasize on themselves and what they are feeling and personal life experiences.
Who got the one called?
The Mad Yak. Have you? We haven't read it in here. Y-A-K. Yak. Like the big bull kind of goat thing.
It has a lot of hair, it's all shaggy looking.
All we want you to do is annotate and compare and contrast.
Okay, because we're gonna run out of time here in just a minute, here's what I want you to do. Okay? Listen very carefully. I want you to turn in your notes from the, wait a minute, before you move, listen very carefully for instructions. You're going to turn in your notes for presentation number 1. You are going to staple the poem to your notes for this presentation. I want you to annotate both poems and compare. Compare and contrast them on the back. That is for homework. You're going to turn that in tomorrow.
I have both of mine.
Then turn it all in tomorrow. Yes, do that. And
So
then
I'll just
just,
turn this in today and then I'll just do this.
perfect.
Turn the notes in.
Yeah.
No, yes.
Like the first presentation notes, like